Dear art song lovers, teachers, and especially piano and voice students who want to make the acquaintance of Kennst das Land by Hugo Wolf. It is one of the most famous lieder art songs that every female singer knows and loves to perform, just as the pianist loves to play the very inspiring role in this music. The text is by Goethe, so we find ourselves in the late 1700s. And the poem starts with the well-known phrase, Kennst du das Land, wo die Zitronen blühen? Do you know the land where the lemons blossom? It is the first song that Mignon sings when she enters Goethe's story.
Kennst du das Land, wo die Zitronen blühen? Im dunklen Laub die Goldorangen glühen.
The story? Which story? Wilhelm Meister's leerjaren. The learning years of Wilhelm Meister. This was and is a very well-known and beloved novel by Goethe, the kind that is called Bildungsroman, an educational novel. And indeed it is the story of Goethe's own ideas about life itself. And that story is told to us in the first place by Wilhelm Meister, and subsequently also by many different characters who, together with Meister, form a theatre company traveling throughout Germany. One person in the group is Mignon, a 12-year-old child that had been abducted from her home in Italy and who now lives under the protection of Wilhelm Meister. Goethe makes her, Mignon, the symbol of the longing for Italy, a longing that in those days was in the heart of every North European, the longing for the warm South. Well, forget the European Union. In those days, late 18th and in the 19th century, the appreciation of climate and of art forms in Italy was much more intense than it is nowadays. A few lines of the beginning of this text. First verse. Kennst du das Land, wo die Zitronen blühen? Do you know the land where the lemons blossom? Im dunklen Laub die Goldorangen glühen, where among dark leaves the golden oranges glow. Ein sanfter Wind vom blauen Himmel weht. A gentle wind drifts from the blue sky. Die Myrte still und hoch der Lorbeer steht. The still myrtle and the tall laurel stand. Mignon is not so much asking this as describing her homeland, Italy. She is full of longing to return to it. And so, in the next phrases, the piano part is suddenly very lively, in octaves and fast chords in the left hand. Urged on by this, the soprano excitedly asks, "Do you know it?" And again, softer, "Do you know it?" Kennst du es wohl? Both voice and piano continue with passion, as indicated again, leidenschaftlich. Dahin, dahin möchte ich mit dir, o mein Geliebter, ziehen. It is there, I long to go with you, my love.
Und hoch der Lorbeer steht. Kennst du es wohl? Kennst du es wohl?
At the end of this first verse, she calls him, Wilhelmmeister, my love. Möchte ich mit dir, o mein Geliebter, ziehen. In the second verse, Mignon sings, "Kennst du das Haus? Auf Säulen ruht sein Dach. Do you know the house? Columns support its roof."
Kennst du das Haus? Auf Säulen ruht sein Dach.
Goethe travelled throughout Italy from 1786 to 1788, and he wrote a novel including these poems several years later. He had started his tour in the north of Italy, where he visited not only Venice, but also the outskirts of Vicenza. There he was deeply impressed by one of the most famous villas built by the great Andrea Palladio in the second half of the 16th century. It is called the Villa Rotonda. I like to share with you, dear listeners, dear viewers, the deep emotion I felt when I myself stood there and experienced Goethe's literal description. The columns, I saw them, and the roof as well. I stepped inside. Es glänzt der Saal, es schimmert das Gemach. Its great hall gleams, its apartments shimmer. And indeed, there was the gleaming of the incoming light in the main hall and the more dimmed shine in the smaller halls at the four corners.
Es glänzt der Saal, es schimmert das Gemach.
Und Marmorbilder stehen und sehen mich an. Was hat man dir, du armes Kind, getan? And marble statues stand and stare at me. What have they done to you, poor child? Please see the marble statues at the corners of the pediments of the gable tops.
Und Marmorbilder stehen und sehen mich an. Was hat man dir, du armes Kind, getan?
Was this the house from where Mignon had been abducted? Yes, that is to say, in Goethe's fantasy. The words come from Mignon's mouth, they are her memories, and Mignon is Goethe's creation. Here is Wolf's and Goethe's second verse in its totality. Please mark the slight variations in the melody compared to the first verse. They express such different images.
Kennst du das Haus? Auf Säulen ruht sein Dach. Es glänzt der Saal, es schimmert das Gemach. Und Marmorbilder stehen und sehen mich an. Was hat man dir, du armes Kind, getan? Kennst du es wohl? Kennst du es wohl? Dahin, möchte ich mit dir mein Beschützer ziehen.
At the end of the second verse, Mignon calls Wilhelm mein Beschützer, my protector. Especially the third verse of this Goethe poem has various symbolic connotations, the study of which would lead us to more information than ever could be expressed by just singing and piano playing. But of course, it is most interesting to take knowledge of it all in the countless publications in print and online. Hugo Wolf enters the third verse by means of an enharmonic change from G flat major to F sharp minor, and this fits the mood of awe for the wilderness and the fear for her abductors when the young girl Mignon had to travel with them over the mountains, the Alps that lie between Italy and Germany. She sings, Kennst du den Berg und seinen Wolkensteg? Das Maultier sucht im Nebel seinen Weg. Do you know the mountain and its cloudy path? The mule seeks its way through the mist.
Kennst du den Berg und seinen Wolkensteg? Das Maultier sucht im Nebel seinen Weg.
In Höhlen wohnt der Drachen alte Brut. Es stürzt der Fels und über ihn die Flut. Caverns house the dragon's ancient brood. The rock falls sheer and the torrent over it.
In Höhlen wohnt der Drachen alte Brut. Es stürzt der Fels und über ihn die
And then Mignon calls out, Kennst du ihn wohl? Ihn means it, the mountain. Kennst du ihn wohl? Do you know it? Do you know it? Dahin, dahin geht unser Weg. O Vater, lass uns ziehen. It is there our pathway lies. O Father, let us go. Let us go.
Kennst du ihn wohl? Kennst du ihn wohl?
In the first verse, Mignon calls Wilhelm Meister her Geliebter, my love. In the second verse she calls him mein Beschützer, my protector. And at the end, mein Vater, my father. This is a sign of the multifaceted relationship between her and Wilhelm. Read the book. In the novel, after this great poem sung by Mignon, Goethe writes, Wilhelm Meister listens to her singing, and when she has finished, she looks at him sharply and says, "Do you know that country?" And when Wilhelm supposes she means Italy, Mignon says, "Are you going to Italy? Please, take me with you. I'm freezing here."
Kennst du das Land, wo die Zitronen blühen? Im dunklen Laub die Goldorangen glühen. Ein sanfter Wind vom blauen Himmel weht, die Myrte still und hoch der Lorbeer steht. Kennst du es wohl? Kennst du es wohl? Dahin, dahin möchte ich mit dir, oh mein Geliebter, Kennst du das Haus? Auf Säulen ruht sein Dach. Es glänzt der Saal, es schimmert das Gemach. Und Marmorbilder stehen und sehen mich an. Was hat den Berg